We are back for My Southern Home, and I'm here with Sara Jimenez with Somm in the City. And thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So I'm really excited to meet with you because it is going into the holiday season and people are starting to plan for their parties.
It's so true. I feel like this is the time of year where everybody starts to think, what am I going to pair? What am I going to eat? And what is that signature cocktail that I have to make?
Well, you have a beautiful signature cocktail for us, so tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, so the port and tonic is one of my go-to cocktails, especially when it comes to the holiday season. When you think about it, end of summer is kind of coming and we're transitioning into those fall flavors. Think cinnamon and nutmeg and lots of citrus and candied orange peels. Nothing screams those flavors like a port and tonic. So port actually gets lost in the dessert section when you go into a wine store or a restaurant menu. Port is a fortified wine from Portugal, which essentially means that it has a grape spirit that's added to it. So not only can you make a beautiful port and tonic, it's a low ABV cocktail, and you can improvise with many different flavors. So here we have a white port and tonic made with the White Heights by Cockburn's Port. Then we also have a ruby port and tonic.
Sara, port is a drink that most people typically have once or twice in their lifetime, right? It's not your go-to drink for most of us. So when you're thinking about a port, what's the best way to describe what that tastes like?
That is a great question, because a lot of times I feel like port gets its reputation for only being a dessert wine, and honestly, port is my go-to when it comes to cocktails. Like sherry, it is ready-made complexity. So when you think about it, we have our white port and tonic here. So the white port has a lot of citrus, it has beautiful lemon peel in it, and it also has this beautiful minerality. Now, port a lot of times gets known for being sweet. However, there are a lot of drier styles of port. It doesn't mean that you still won't taste the fruitiness, but the style itself is actually more dry than you would think. And what's beautiful about this is it has a lot of fruit in it, and then the tonic water adds this beautiful effervescence, ultimately making you enjoy a lighter, lower alcohol cocktail for the holiday season.
Sara, the two cocktails that you have made for us today, they're absolutely beautiful and they would look stunning on a tablescape.
I completely agree. Port and tonic not only is an easy recipe to make, you literally just have to combine 1 part port to 2 parts tonic. So essentially, if you're thinking about it in ounces form, 2 ounces of port to 4 ounces of tonic, just because I like a big cocktail, especially like what you see today. Now, my favorite things to do is to kind of tie in the holiday seasons is to add garnishes. So today I have added in a star anise as well as an orange peel. I love dehydrated citrus. It really brings out the citrus that you're going to find in both the ruby and the white port, as well as you can even add in cranberries and rosemary. You can make specialty ice cubes. The options are endless when it comes to this cocktail.
Well, when it comes to the holidays, you always want to serve a fun, festive drink, but you also want to pair it with food that's complementing to the cocktails. So what would you serve with these cocktails?
Yes, so this is always my go-to welcome cocktail, especially when I'm having friends and family over and I want them to enjoy something while I'm still preparing all the appetizers or the main dish. This is what I go to. And so this is my favorite with a baked brie, maybe even a cheese board. You can do it with a shrimp cocktail, or even like a nice salad. I would say like a warm kale salad. Something that's going to really highlight the fruit in this wine, but not necessarily overtake anything. Now, if you're into spicy dishes, however, the port is sweet enough just to pair with those spicy dishes. So don't let ethnic cuisine scare you away.
Well, it sounds like it would be great with a pork as well.
Yes, absolutely. Pork carnitas, a roasted pork, especially for the holidays, pork tenderloin, you name it, pork can stand up to meat.
So when you're planning your holiday menu for a party, what are some of the things that you should think about when you're trying to combine a cocktail specifically with different types of food that you want to serve?
Absolutely. So when you want to think about it, you don't want to overwhelm people, and you want to make sure that you're enjoying your party and your holiday celebration, which is why I chose this very easy 2-ingredient cocktail. So when you're thinking about the holiday season, you want to be able to highlight the flavors and pair with the foods. So For example, for this ruby port, this is going to pair a lot with your chocolate if you have dessert. It's going to pair with those meats. And same thing with the white, it's going to pair with a little bit of the lighter dishes in the beginning of your meal. And so this is something to keep in mind when you're planning out your holiday season. Also, making sure that you just have a smaller number of selection. I am notorious for taking out every single wine in my cellar and trying to offer it to everybody, and then it's too overwhelming. So keeping it simple, fresh, and delicious with matching flavors is the go-to.
Well, and that's a really good point, Sarah, because lots of times we want to be over the top with our guests, but these two drinks are a perfect example that you can take just a couple ingredients and that cocktail feels special and like you put a lot of time and energy into serving your guests.
Absolutely, yes. And what's great about this is this port and tonic is just a base of what you can create. If you are making some fun holiday simple syrups, like a cinnamon simple syrup or a sweet baking spice syrup, you can easily add those to create an even bigger flavor explosion in your cocktail. So you should. But that's what's beautiful about it is just these two simple ingredients, you can build an even bigger, better cocktail from it. However, I think going simple, making it easy, and you can even batch this out for when your friends and family come over. I think that's the ultimate key to having a very happy holiday season.
And you have lots of recipes.
Yes, absolutely. You can find all of my recipes on somminthecity.com.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.